What's up? Welcome back. Thanks for subscribing and clicking on my face and being here for another Talking Emmys post. This is Best Supporting Actor. I'm re-recording this because some shit happened yesterday and I don't know what happened to my videos, but they sure as fuck didn't upload. So I'm doing this again. Uh, fun. Um, so Best Supporting Actor in a Drama. I am going with really easy. We'll just knock 4 slots out right away. I'm giving 4 slots to Succession. I would love to give less because personally, if I was voting, I'm going to tell you right now, I would not be voting for Nicholas Braun. I have never understood the awards success for Greg, for the role of Greg. I just don't get it. I think of all of the characters and all of the possibilities on the show, he's consistently the character that I think of giving an award to the least. But he seems to get nominated, so hey, who am I? But yeah, I'm going with Matthew McFadden, Nicholas Braun. I'm going with Alan Ruck, who is very overdue, how long he's been in the business, and Alexander Skarsgård, I think, is going to sneak in this year. I think he's been given enough screen time. If he was in the guest actor category, still, I would say he'd be a lock for the win. But he had too much screen time, and now he's running in the supporting actor race. And I think he did enough with his character with Madsen this year that I think he's going to end up sneaking a nomination. Honestly, there are plenty of Succession cast members that I think could be in this race, and probably should be over Nicholas Braun. But this is where we're at. So 4 spots right away, and then the last 4 spots are going to 4 actors from 4 different shows. The first one is Giancarlo Esposito for Better Call Saul. I've said I just go with where Emmy goes before, where they've been, and I don't. And they love Giancarlo Esposito. He won this category for this role for Breaking Bad, and he's been nominated repeatedly for Better Call Saul. So I just don't think and he gets nominated a lot over his other cast member, Jonathan Banks. So I think he beats out Jonathan Banks here for the nomination, which is sad because I love what Jonathan Banks brings to the series as well. I would have loved to see him get nominated. And honestly, if you look at the final season, we really should be talking about the actor who plays Nacho. I don't know his name off the top of the head, but I mean, wow. A character that definitely has flown under the radar for the duration of Better Call Saul, but did a fantastic job. And really does deserve recognition and isn't getting it. So there's that. I'm also sticking with Matt Smith for House of the Dragon. I think he'll pick up the nomination. I think there's I suppose an outside chance Reese Fonts takes away votes, but I think most of it is. I think Matt Smith's screen time was just enough that he'll end up winning. I think if they had gone the route of running everybody in supporting, because I don't know that Viserys was the lead of season 1, but I guess he was. So I mean, if he was competing against Patty Considine in supporting actor, I think he'd have a harder time. But I think he's the best House of the Dragon cast member down here. Just like I think Brian Cox really should be in supporting actor this year. Do look at your screen time. I know you were the lead of Succession, but you need to look at your screen time and realize that there are people running in supporting actor who have more screen time than you. So I think the smart move for Brian would be to run in supporting, where he would get a nomination easily. And he's not. So there's that. And we've also got, I think Bradley Whitford's going to get nominated again for Handmaid's Tale. He's a 101 odd right now. I'll be honest with you. He's a 101 odd on Gold Derby, and I have him. I'm projecting him. But he's been nominated in this category before. He won in the guest actor category for this very role. He seems to be the one cast member, other than Elizabeth Moss, who continuously gets nominated for his role in The Handmaid's Tale. And he had so much focus in this past season. And the season before this one was the season where Handmaid's Tale, I think, got like the most nominations ever. So I don't think they're going to go from the most to nothing. It's just not going to happen. So I don't see them eliminating. They had like 3 supporting actor nominations last time around. I just don't see them knocking everybody out. I think Bradley Whitford is somebody that Emmy voters like. And I think he's going to be somebody who shows up. And I think Bradley Whitford is not a 100-to-1 odd. I think that's a lie. I think it's bullshit, to be totally honest, to Gold Derby. I think it's a bullshit 100-to-1. I think he has actual odds. 101 is basically their way of saying not a chance in hell. I think that's quite a stretch, considering how Emmy voters are very consistent in nominating the same things over and over. And my final nominee is John Lithgow for The Old Man, which is the one that I'm gambling probably the most on. This is the one where I feel like if anybody's going to fall off, if you told me I missed somebody, I would start with John Lithgow as being my guess. My question is, The Old Man is about like a year old, and they're not going to drop the second season during the voting period. So, are people really remembering Jeff Bridges and John Lithgow? I think they're both top-notch actors, and I think when people see their names on a ballot, they'll probably vote for it. I just don't know that there's the same level of passion there that there necessarily was maybe at different times of the year. So it's possible that John Lithgow is going to get passed over for somebody else. But who? That's where that question comes in. I've left off Jonathan Pryce for The Crown. I should be having a conversation about Dominic West. I don't know why he's in lead. Listen, you can't have Charles in lead and Diana in supporting actress. It's not. No. No. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Jonathan Pryce, but I think he's a beloved actor, and if he got in I wouldn't be surprised. There's also, I left off Yellowstone and all of its people, and really any Taylor Sheridan show, because Emmy voters, I don't think, watch Taylor Sheridan shows. There are a lot of really good performances from supporting actors I just don't think they watch. I mean, to be totally honest, but the work that Richard Schiff does on The Good Doctor is actually really good. Every season, they always give him a really great story arc, and he nails it every single time. But nobody's ever going to nominate him. He's just sitting on a network television show. He's just a really good actor on a network television show. Okay. We have, supporting actors from For All Mankind. I would have loved to nominate the guy who played Sergei this past season. I thought he did a tremendous job in For All Mankind. No one's talking about it. No one cares. I think not only did Bradley Whitford do a good job in The Handmaid's Tale, but so did O.T. I mean, playing June's husband the whole time, he had a huge story arc this season, way more than they've ever given his character. And he got nominated previously with like half the screen time that he's been given. And this time he got the most screen time and the most for his role, and he had all this stuff to do. And this will be the season where he doesn't get nominated. It's so bizarre. It's weird how we look at these things. So yeah, I mean, there are many people that I would love to give Nicholas Braun's spot to. Stellan Skarsgård for Andor would be on that list. And of course, I haven't talked about White Lotus, and I haven't talked about White Lotus for a reason. And this is because a lot of people consider F. Murray Abraham to be a lock in this category. And we need to have a conversation about F. Murray Abraham. I'm not here to make accusations. It's not my life. I'm not here to throw, to mudsling. But I would say you need to you need to look up how F. Murray Abraham left Mythic Quest, and then ask yourself if you think that this is a that these voting members are still see him as the legend as favorably as they see him. I think that's being really undervalued and underlooked. He didn't leave Mythic Quest of his own volition. That was not something where he was like, I would like to leave the show because my time is up. It's a little bit more complicated than that. It's out there. It's on the internet if you want to look it up. You can read all about why F. Murray Abraham is no longer on Mythic Quest. I think he's a tremendous actor, and I'm always, whenever I read stories with tremendous actors who are behaving badly or rumored to be behaving badly on set, it always kind of makes me take pause, especially when we're talking about awards consideration nowadays. I think even just in the past couple of years, from when we gave Casey Affleck an Oscar for Manchester by the Sea to now, I think we've made a lot of progress. And I think actors and who fall in this category are just finding it harder and harder to get work. They're finding it harder and harder to get recognition. And I think this might be a case where people are not taking that into consideration. As far as what happens with White Lotus, I don't know. There's a bunch of White Lotus cast members. So who does it go to? If it turns out that I'm right, and F. Murray Abraham doesn't make the cut, which is what I'm banking on right now, then who does it go to? Michael Imperioli, Tom Hollander, Theo James. You know, I mean, there are a couple of other somewhat prominent actors from this past season of White Lotus that really all have a shot. I just don't know who stands above the rest in that regard, in that space. So there's also a chance that White Lotus could steal maybe like the John Lithgow spot. So those are my slots. Those are my nominations. But that I stand behind, at least for now. And we'll see what happens. But I mean, I changed my predictions around right before the video. So I decided that I do think Succession can get 4 nominations, and I threw in Alexander Skarsgård. So, will it? We'll find out. Anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and it's been fun. And look for a supporting actress, and we will keep moving along. But if you subscribe, you will be up to date on all the Emmy stuff. So. And I've actually seen all these shows, so I'm actually talking about shows. That's the fun thing about predicting, is actually having seen the content. So I can actually talk about their performances and decide whether or not what they have is worth it on the table. So I will see you guys on the other side.